Um, Basically, I'm now going to do a short video um, going through the rubbish cameras that I've had over the years. I went through the 808s and the MD80s and so on. And the 808s, were pretty good. I was in the early days before the later expensive ones came along. I'm talking about the $5, $10, $20 max jobs. And with a bit of cling film round, I've had them in the water, when I've had water planes flip over and all sorts, and they've been fine. But like most cheap budget gear, the batteries just don't last. When they're new, they're great. You get in your 20 minutes, 30 minutes per battery and all sorts. And very short. It doesn't take long before the batteries just crap out. And with the early 808s and MD80s and this sort of thing, it was difficult to change the batteries, and in many, if you actually tried it, the system just defaulted out and refused to accept the new battery. So I started looking at GoPro, and I ended up with the GoPro Hero 4, and I must admit I don't like it. Sorry, let's get it. Yeah, so the GoPro Hero 4, and I have to say I think it's a piece of crap. The camera itself is great as long as you can keep power to it, but the batteries are absolutely bloody useless. I've gone through about 12 batteries on this thing. When I got it, I got it with a big fancy carry case, a hard case with a soft case inside that had the selfie stick, waterproof casing, and all the remote control thing, the Wi-Fi control wristband for it. It was a real deluxe package. We're talking, I don't know, must have. It actually came from a friend of mine, and it must have been about 800 or 900 quid's worth, maybe £1,000 worth by the time you added all this lot up. But the camera itself was crap. I tried using it, and it was all right in the first days, but then, like the 808s and the MD80s and everything, the batteries just went crap. And I ended up having to have a power bank battery on connected to it to keep it bloody going. So I gave up with it. So then I started looking at the GoPro lookalikes. Oh, well, that's a bit. I started looking at had the same form factor, the same square case as the GoPro, but in what they call sport cams. Now this is 1080, 30 frames per second, and it cost about €20. And it was supposed to have Wi-Fi, but it doesn't. I bought another one, same as that, but it ended up, that's the other one. It ended up with a broken SD card slot, which did work with the Wi-Fi armband. This one actually is quite good. It's actually not bad. If you don't mind a little bit of colour. The colour hues are a little bit strange, but it actually works, and the battery, funny enough, lasted a lot longer than the bloody GoPros. So and it's still working today, and that must be, I don't know, nearly as old as the GoPro 4. So and it's still working today, and I use it occasionally. I then thought, well, okay, I was looking through eBay and the Banggood and the AliExpress and stuff like that, and I saw this, and 4K with Wi-Fi, and I thought, well, got to be good, isn't it? Got to be good for a try. And that cost me, I think, about €35, and it works really good. The only thing is, the sound, the audio and the video, when you put it into your processing, are out of sync. I've tried the highest grade SD cards in it, doesn't make any difference. Doesn't, the lowest grade to the highest grade doesn't make any difference. The audio and the video is still out of sync. But Handbrake, put it on constant frame rate, bingo, done and dusted. Very good. Okay, you get an occasional stop-start in the encoded video result, but it's livable. It works good. Colors, you know, again, we're not talking GoPro video quality. Now that's where the GoPro wins. Its video, colors and so on are excellent. It's just a pity that the GoPro bloody camera itself is crap. That it's the batteries, you know, they just can't power this thing for long enough. So then I thought, well, okay, I've tried all sorts of things, and I had some sunglass camera, and you know, these things, yeah, and it was great until I had to wear glasses all the time. So I've tried wearing them over the top and all the rest, but these are actually very good. Okay, not GoPro quality again. These are about a €40 set. They're not the real cheap eBay jobs that you normally see. These actually come with quite a good life, and the battery life is not too bad on it. But you need contact lenses, or you know, some corrector for your eyes, so because you can't wear them over the top of glasses. It's a pity. Somebody ought to come up with these with an over glass frame. It can't be that hard to do that. Surely somebody can come up with an idea of doing the camera in these in an over glasses frame. Must be able to somewhere, you know. But anyway, so that actually works quite good. Audio and video is synced. I think these I don't think these are 1080. Oh yeah, actually these are. The previous ones weren't. There were 640 or something like that. But these are 1080. This is quite a late one. I bought these about 3-4 years ago, and these were the latest evolution of the sunglass camera, and that's actually quite good. But I stopped using it because of these. So anyway, so let's move on, and just out of a laugh, I bought this, the X1 camera. Now it's got infrared, night vision. It's supposed to be, let's see, 1980 by something. It's supposed to be, you know, quite high res. It's actually not so bad. It's actually quite good. The only thing is the battery needs to be, it's all right for 5-10 minutes, but then you need to plug in a power bank or something to keep it going. It will take reasonable photographs as well. It's wide. It's not wide angle lens, which I really hate. Wide angle, fisheye and wide angle. Sorry, mate. You want to do an RC video with wide angle, then You keep it. I don't want to watch it because it drives me nuts. I want to have a straight, square picture. So that's me. So this does that. It doesn't have wide angle. It's quite a field of view on it though, so it's not so bad. I don't know if you could still buy these, but anyway, it's the only problem with it is that the mounting of it is no good to put on the peak of a cap, because the mounting puts the camera that angle or that angle. You can't get it that way unless you literally screw the bloody mount into the peak, and then you can adjust it. But the trouble is, it doesn't come with enough mounting options to sort it out on the average cap. Then I saw a review for a really cheap and chatty camera, and I was quite impressed, and I thought, hey, that's not bad, you know. So I thought, well, let's get one. And I'm just trying to find the damn thing. It's on this desk somewhere. Ah, here we go, found it. And it is the little SQ11. Let's get this up. The little SQ11. And actually, I was very impressed with it. And what I like about it is it actually will mount on a cap in a reasonable angle. That's the mounting for the X1, and you can see that flat plate that you've got to screw to your cap. It's got all the angles you need, but it's just, the problem is it's you know it's the problem. Now what I've got is that's the GoPro mounting, which has this compression clip that pushes onto the hat peak, and that's excellent. That is really good. Now the let me try and find the SQ11. Yeah, it clips on there. Now that's good, isn't it? Eh? So it actually clips onto the glasses, and you can't do that with this one, because the bloody, when you put it in, okay, that's in. The trouble is the clip, yeah, you see, the clip is the wrong angle. The clip needs to be across the back, yeah, instead of across the bottom, which the SQ does. Okay, now let's go on to something else. Now, okay, I bought this, which is a copy of the old Sony camera. Trouble is, very good. It works very good. The trouble is, you can't see the screen in the daylight. It's great at night time. It's great in the indoors, but outside you can't see that screen. So it's not much use. It's got all the zoom, got everything, but it's really wasted because you can't see what you're videoing. So sorry, out. So there we go. We've got that one, which is quite good. I like it. Just have to correct the video afterwards. That has excellent video, sound and all the rest. All the excellent options, but the battery dies after a couple of minutes. I've got loads of batteries for it. The only way I can keep it going is by using something like this, which is a power bank which I have a Velcro band that goes round, and basically I Velcro it onto the back of the cap, and then the cable comes round to clip into the plug into the camera. It's small power bank like that. I think it's only about a 2000 or something. I'm not sure, but it's only a small bank. That's good enough for an afternoon session or whatever. So that would do. And I've got a really big one if I really need it. But and the other thing is, I have two of the most ridiculous, excellent idea, but they don't work very well. I got Solo Shot 3, which is the remote camera. It's a robot, what they call a robot camera. So basically what you do, you have a little GPS tag. It's about the size of a box of matches, small box of matches. And that goes into your model, onto your horse, your dog, car or whatever. And that is GPS. It picks up the GPS signal. It then transmits its position back to the camera, which is on a tripod. The camera has 360-degree pan and about, I think it's about 110 degrees tilt. So it can look down and up to vertical, and it pans as well. So you've got this rather, it's about, I suppose, about 6 inches tall by about 3 inches wide, 3 inches depth. So it's quite and it's heavy tool on top of a normal camera tripod. The battery is absolutely crap again. So I actually have an 18650 2-cell pack that sits on the side of it with a 5-volt BEC running into the onboard battery to keep it working. The Solo Shot 3, if you have slow models, slow action follows well. And you can set it to zoom in, zoom out, and follow the action. But as soon as anything gets a little bit quick, it just can't keep up because it's using GPS, its own GPS position, as against the GPS position of the tag that it's following. So it calculates the between the two. Its altitude is GPS altitude is extremely inaccurate, so that doesn't help. The GPS itself, of course, you've got the lag of the GPS correction, so the model can turn and be on its way in another direction before the tracking camera is actually calculated and started to follow again. So it's quite usual for the Solo Shot 3 to lose its target. It's a bloody expensive camera as well. I paid about $700 for this damn thing, and the battery lasted about 5 months, 6 months, and instead of getting the 2 or 3 hours as they said I should have, I was getting barely 15-20 minutes. I went back to Solo Shot and asked them for instructions how to change the battery because it's there over in California and I'm in Latvia. So they said, no, you've got to send it back to us and we will fix it. Well, I know they don't fix it. They send it to bloody Korea or something. So there's no way. I said, forget it. It's just not viable. So in the end, they sent me another Solo Shot. So I ended up with 2 Solo Shot 3s, and the second one is exactly the same. So I got two solo shot 3s with Duff batteries in. I have actually taken one apart and found that it's a couple of 18650s in there. It's bog standard batteries. The trouble is the way they put them into the design is not easy. You've got to really manhandle it, the internals of the machine to get them out. But they are replaceable by the user if you want to do it. But to be quite honest, I think it would have been much better on their part to have created a better way of dealing with the battery so that the user could actually replace them. It would have been better if they just stuck a normal LiPo in instead of those cells, and so that, you know, people could just buy a 2-cell LiPo and slide it in. You know, it would have been much better. But anyway, the solo shot 3s, I've still got them. I still try to use them, but I'm very dissatisfied with them. So in the end, basically, I quite often just use a hat cam or something. I've got another hat cam that this is very old. This goes way back to the first days, and it actually has a headband, and it's for cyclists. You know, for mountain bikers and stuff. You basically stick it on the side of your head and or onto a helmet, and this will record. It actually has, you can see just there that it actually has an LED targeting light. Now that's interesting, because if the distance the light actually is effective is about 10-15 feet at the most. In daylight you're down to basically 6 feet, 7 feet in front of you, shining onto the side of a car or something. The problem is, if you center it at that 10 feet, say, so you've got this camera there and you center it so you're looking dead center of the field of view on the car. When you're actually filming the model, that's no good, because then the model is right in front of you in the center, but the angle of the targeting has gone off to the side, because you set the LED, the laser or whatever you like to call it, at the center at too short a distance. So what you have to do, you have to set the laser to be to the side. If you've got, you know, X inches or centimeters from here to the camera, you have to transpose that to on the car that you're shining the light onto, if you understand what I mean. So that basically you're creating this parallel to your line of sight and not angled in. So, and this is actually quite good, but there's no zoom. There's no zoom on it, so it's very limited. It is, I think, 640, maybe 900 something on the resolution. So it's a bit chatty, but it works. And you know, it's a couple of AA batteries, and I'll have maybe an hour or so use out of the batteries before they change. So yeah. With regard to when I want to film things and actually be able to zoom in, out, and have a good follow of a model, I always ask for somebody else to video, and what I give them is an old Sony Handycam 8mm. It might sound daft using a VHS camera, but because it's VHS analog, it zooms right in and out without using digital zoom, so the zoom is clean. The picture quality is not exactly GoPro 4K and all this sort of thing, but it's good enough. And because the zoom is a natural lens zoom, you get a clean video. And basically, it goes for hours. I've got a good battery on it, and I can go a whole day with that Sony cam. And it's really, really good. So all this digital stuff is fine, except when you get in the digital zoom, and then all you're doing is you're cheating. You're cheating the video. The old Sony Handycam, I like it. I still use it a lot. You know, it's people laugh when they see me get it out, but they don't laugh when they see the videos afterwards that I stick up. I got a DJI Phantom 3 Pro as well, which sometimes I hand carry it while the camera is stabilizing and videoing. So that's handy. But of course, that's the primary job of the Phantom 3 is to fly and video. But it can be used as a handheld by basically just not flying it and just holding the body and walking along with it, and the camera is on a 3-axis stabilization, so you get a very stable video from it, and you can go up to 4K with it, so you get a very, very clean video with that. The only thing is, obviously, there's no sound, so you have to find a way to do the sound as well, which yeah. So I hope that's been of interest to somebody. I like this. I like the little SQ wherever it's gone to. It's round here somewhere. The little SQ. Yeah, I like that. Might not be the most fantastic colours and all the rest in it, but it's actually very good, right? That's quite good as well. Yeah, it's quite good as well. That I like if I didn't have to wear glasses. That anybody who wants to buy it, they can buy it. I keep trying to use it, but I don't know. Every time I do, all I do is hear beeps from it where it's shutting down. So anyway, so it's the start of 2023. So Happy New Year to everybody, and I'm looking forward, hopefully, that because COVID is now well, it's still there, but most of the lockdowns, this sort of thing, are on their way out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back flying. Busted my spine middle of last year, and that's taken a while for me to get back mobile again, but anyway, hopefully things will be okay, and I wish everybody good videos, good flying, good whatever you're doing. I'll be back sailing, flying and all the rest. So all the best from Solar Life UK.